Commanders and Eagles in the NFC Championship game for a trip to the Super Bowl. Who you got? I like Washington. I'm leaning Washington on the spread, honestly, but that's not why we're here. We are here to talk about some player props, and I have 4 of them. And if this is your first time here, or if you're not subscribed already, I would really appreciate it if you just go down there, hit the like button, subscribe button. It means a lot to me. I put a lot of effort into these videos, do my homework, and it means a lot. So anyways, let's get after it. I'm not going to utilize this prop here. I'm using it in another parlay that I have. So if you want to use the Jaden Daniels parlay for this video, feel free to. But what I'm going to be doing is, with Jaden Daniels specifically, there's so many props. Don't let his rushing ability, like what is his rushing right now? I think it's always in the 50s. So if we look at Jaden Daniels, 55.5, that's gone up. It was 52 and it's all up to 55, but don't let his running ability take away from the fact that he's also a really efficient passer. He finished the regular season 6th in completion percentage and 11th in passer rating. So for a rookie, he knows what he's doing. And the Eagles' pass defense necessarily isn't the best. But if we look at the weather, it's not going to affect the passing game here. I was looking up the Philly weather, and is it going to have an impact on the game? No snow is expected to fall. Temperatures will be really cold, so if you're going to the game, people in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic know what they're doing. It's going to be in the upper 30s, so unless you're going to the game and you're a spectator, that's what you should be worried about. But if you're a quarterback, let it rip. Jordan Love went 20 for 33 and 212 yards versus the Eagles, and Matt Stafford, if you guys followed my plays last week, his prop hit. He crushed it. 26 of 44 for 324 and 2 touchdowns. But I would say he is a step up right now from Matt Stafford, Jaden Daniels is. I really like the pass completions. That's what I'm leaning with. The pass yards was 223, and it's just going to keep going. That bad boy's going to go almost to 230, maybe 232 before Sunday, I'm thinking. They're big underdogs, right? So anytime you're an underdog and you're going to have to lean on the pass, especially, the Eagles like to run a lot, so they're going to use a lot of clock. So if they take a lead, Jaden Daniels is going to have to throw it a lot. And what's interesting is Jaden Daniels has just been straight crushing it this year. He's played the Eagles twice. If we go here, he threw for 191 the first time he played him, right here in November. But remember, Jaden Daniels was nursing a rib injury. He wasn't 100% healthy, still almost threw 191. And everybody remembers this one. This was a comeback win right here. 24 for 39, 258, and 5 touchdowns. Man, I was getting updates on that game. I was out of town, and my phone just kept getting alerts, because Jaden Daniels was one of my fantasy quarterbacks. It was wild. So what I'm thinking this game is going to be like is Jaden Daniels, in order to move the ball successfully, especially in short yardage, because the Eagles' pass defense is still really good, they're going to have to do a lot of short passes to Ertz, Eckler, Brown, just little things like that, dink and dunk to keep the ball moving. And that's why I like the pass completions more than I like the yards. We got 1 pick down. Sorry, that was a lot of information for you. But my next pick is pretty straightforward. We're going to go to rushing, receptions, touchdowns. I'm going to join the 136,500 people here who are doing Saquon Barkley. I don't really need to go into this too much. The reason why is he has scored 2 touchdowns the first time he played him, and in their recent meeting, he also scored 2 touchdowns. The man's on fire. He averages in 2 games almost 150 yards. Like, as you can see down here, if we slide on over, I always like to do my research. Washington here, 2 touchdowns, almost $150. 2 touchdowns, $150. And look at the volume, 29. He's getting the love. He's getting the carries. I don't know. Rush attempts aren't my favorite thing. Every time I do them, I lose. Or I was kind of looking at Saquon. His rush attempts is 25, and that's a little too much for me. 2 picks down, 2 more to go. And they're both going to be from the Eagles, because I don't trust anybody from Washington. The game plan, the game script could always change. I was looking at Naomi Brown for some stuff, but it could easily go back to Scary Terry for a lot of stuff. So I like the Eagles here. Devontae Smith, this prop has been cashing for me like it's never going to go out of style. He's averaging 6 out of his last 5 here, or averaging 6.2 out of his last 5 games. Should be pretty easy here, 2.5. And let me tell you why I'm leaning this way is if we go to, so right now, if we go to the power play, we're at 2.6. And if we go to his receptions, we go to 3.5. But if we go to 3.5, it's only 3.25. So we're only losing 1/4%. And if our whole parlay rides on 1/4%, I'm going to do this. So that's the methodology behind that. But why I'm picking Devontae Smith is Marshawn Lattimore is going to be all over A.J. Brown. Marshawn Lattimore, if you don't know, is one of the better DBs. And with A.J. Brown going on, that lack of momentum, that lack of consistency with his quarterback, it's going to leave Devontae Smith wide open for a lot of stuff, I think. Washington knows it needs to stop the run to have a chance, so we're going to expect a lot of man coverage, and this is where Devontae Smith really does well. He went, the first time he played him, he went 4 for 6, 4 catches on 6 targets for 29 yards, and 6 for 8 for 51 yards. So the yardage doesn't really excite me too much. That's why I really like the volume more than I like the yards, especially with Jalen Hurts not 100%. I'm going to like these small passes here to Devontae Smith. And he's been cruising past this line, like I just said. So give me the over there. The last play here that I have for you, it's going to be the kicker, Jake Elliott. 117,000 people like it. It's a demon play. And I'll show you why everyone's betting on it. In 2 games, Jake Elliott versus Washington, he has a whopping 9 field goal attempts, and he's hit 6. Lots of touchdowns too, which is really nice to see. But the consistency is what you really want to see out of a kicker. Like, are they utilizing the kicker or not? Are they not? Look at this. 3 for 3 last week in the snow. 3 for 3 in cold conditions at home versus Green Bay. 3 attempts, 2 attempts, 5 attempts. Out of his last 5 games, he's getting at least 3 kicks a game, and that's great. And the eye test tells me that the Eagles are still figuring out the red zone. Jalen Hurts, he looked like a statue at times last week. Yeah, he got a big 44-yard run, but last week he took the safety towards the end of the game, and I just don't feel like they're going to be able to be successful as often as they like to be in the red zone. So I think that's going to slow them down. Like, even the tush push didn't work at one point. So they're going to have to rely on their kicker, and that's where Jake Elliott comes in. These are the plays, everybody. I'll be doing some bonus picks and parlays, so if you want to see that, just go ahead and hit the link in the description for all the extra stuff. But in terms of things that I'm going to be doing here on YouTube, Jaden Daniels over on the pass completions. Saquon Barkley's going to score. Devontae is going to catch 4 passes. And Jake Elliott's going to kick at least 2 field goals. I want to say good luck and thanks for watching, everyone.